Crispy, we are now into one of the most recent eras of modern Doctor Who. Not the most recent, which is crazy to say, because we started the podcast when this was the current era.
Oh, wow, true.
We are in the Jodie Whittaker era, Crispy. Okay? We are entering the era of the 13th Doctor. But it's important that I ask you a question here, okay? Are we going to agree on everything in this tier list? Or are we going to have a problem?
Oh, okay. So he's done a visual joke for the podcast intro. When he said we, he held up a Wii remote. This is the type of comedy you can expect from Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. So if you're listening and watching, please consider subscribing.
And if you're not, I don't know how you'd be hearing this conversation.
I don't know. I don't know how you do it.
But ladies and gentlemen, it's about to be a great conversation because we are going to talk some Jodie Whittaker. But as always, roll the intro.
That's a win.
Who's on intro duty?
Who f***ing knows? Who knows?
Roll the intro!
Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. My name is Crispy, his name is Troy, and we're the hotline that accepts your calls throughout anywhere in time and space. And today we are talking about Series 11 of Doctor Who. We have been doing these tier lists for 10 weeks, I suppose. 11 weeks now. That's crazy. How are you, Troy?
It's funny because, we talked about this series when I gave you the idea, and I was like, do we do it all in one go? Do we split it up in the middle? And I kind of worried halfway through, maybe we finish Matt Smith's era, maybe we give it a break, but it's gone by so fast, and I think it was the right idea to do them all in one go. I think it's been a really fun series. It also means we haven't had to use our brains to think of podcast ideas for the last couple of months, which has been a welcome change, you know?
No, but I've got some stuff cooking. I've got some stuff I want to pitch to you.
Well, something exciting for you, Crispy, I worked out earlier. Based on the trajectory of these episodes, this series is going to finish right before Doctor Who's anniversary. So if we are doing the live episode, we do that for the anniversary, or maybe we leave it until later in the year and do it as like a reflection, collect everything. Who knows? We'll see. Let us know what you think. Do you want us to do the mega tier list we talked about at all? Because we suggested doing it. You might not like it. Let us know in the comments. Or if you do you want us to do it right after the series is finished, or give it a month, make it a Christmas special? Because
that's not a
Doctor
bad
Who
idea.
won't have one. Anyway.
Neither did Series 11, my friend.
Very true, very topical. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to the Jodie Whittaker era. And what that means is either these episodes are going to get shorter or we're going to get more in-depth episode by episode because there's less to talk about each week now. It was bad enough when Capaldi's era was like, take an episode off, we'll go 13 to 12. Now we've only got 10. And, you know, we could include Resolution, but every episode so far we finished on the finale, so it would feel weird to change that. So in today's episode, we are reviewing the contents of Series 11, from The Woman Who Fell to Earth right the way through, with that roll on the R right the way through.
Nice.
To the Battle of Ranksoor Have No Rewrites. Crispy, how are you feeling today?
I love that, man.
Thank you very much.
I love that. Mate, I am feeling absolutely exhausted. I think you would be feeling exhausted as well. We've had some hectic weekends about us, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Haven't we just? Okay,
Yes, we
Troy,
have.
you tell your one first, because my one is also insane. But you please tell yours.
I think yours should come first. Yours was Doctor Who related.
Well, yes, okay. Well, mine is huge. Mine's crazy. You may have seen by now, if you were on the YouTubes, an interview on Josh Snares' channel, friend of the podcast, Josh Snares, and friend of me, Ed Troy, personally. But yeah, we got to spend the weekend with Carol Ann Ford, basically, which is insane. Susan Foreman herself. It was surreal. There was an event on by the Sirens of Audio. They do these little mini Comic-Cons where it's basically all dedicated to one person. And so they've had like Katie Manning before. They've had like Janet Fielding. And this one was Carol Ann Ford. And it was in Melbourne. And I was like, screw it. I need to look up plane tickets and get down there. And Josh and I just had the most insane weekend. You can watch the full interview on Josh's channel right now. I'm currently in the middle of an edit of a vloggy type story time video that Josh and I filmed later that night. And so hopefully that will be out very, very soon because so much happened that weekend. But Troy, tell me about yours, my friend.
Mine pales in comparison to yours because it's not Doctor Who related. That's the only downside. Well, actually, before I do, we have to close off a bit from last week. We're going to get into tier list shortly, folks. Promise. We're quicker with this normally, but we have to close off a bit from last week. Ladies and gentlemen, Crispy, can you get the soundboard? We haven't used the soundboard in weeks.
Oh my god! Hang on.
Can you
let me
cheering
pick
or
it up,
clapping?
and
Either of them.
I'll dust it off. I'll dust off the tier list.
Dusting off the soundboard.
The soundboard. Here we go. Yeah,
just
I've
like
got
the biggest
Here
cheer
you go,
get ready. You ready? Oh, okay. Woo! Hang on. Wait.
Oh, you know what? Clap yet? Sorry.
Yeah, wait. I've got to build up to it, Crispy. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, here we go.
Last week I mentioned that Showmasters, a convention that, as we've talked about, has its problems, especially when it comes to Doctor Who guests, was teasing a big mystery guest. And at the time of last week's episode, I was like, oh, when this episode goes out, they'll have announced it. They delayed the announcement, but it has since come out. And ladies and gentlemen, it is not Peter Capaldi, so I don't have to go. Woohoo! Okay. Jokes aside, it's David Tennant, obviously a big guest. We've talked about on this podcast why Showmasters have not been a very good convention host for a number of different reasons. If you choose to go, that is your prerogative. I'm never going to sit on here and be like, oh, don't go. I can just say I thoroughly don't recommend it, and I will only ever go now if there's someone I know I won't get another chance to meet. That's what my fear was with Capaldi, but I'm glad that I don't have to. I can chill. I can enjoy Liverpool Comic Con instead. That's going to be peak. I'm meeting a guest who you literally cannot see. And if you don't know who that is, that's even funnier for a joke. I'll watch Crispy try and figure it out as the cogs racking his brain. But no, at the weekend I was at MCM Comic Con in London as a creator. It was really, really fun.
Was that a John Cena joke?
It was, yeah, well done.
Are you going to meet John Cena?
Yeah, Peacemaker himself. I'm really excited. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Peacemaker himself. Yeah.
What a joke.
Crazy.
What a joke. But yeah, spent most of the time in meet and greet queues, but I met guests from Sonic the Hedgehog and Mass Effect, and it was absolutely fantastic, as Christopher Eccleston was saying. I really missed the lack of a BBC Doctor Who type stand. That was one thing I was like really hoping would be there, but of course, why would there be? So that was a bit of a shame. But other than that, it was honestly a fantastic time. At the time of recording, I've already put one post out. I've got 2 more cooking. On Instagram, so go follow me on Instagram at RedArcherLive. I want more followers there, please. Thank you.
Little Instagram plug at the top of the episode.
Why not?
We've done everything but look at this tier list this episode.
And it's time to, ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. Here is our fresh blank tier list slate for Crispy. When I do that, there's a 2-second transition, so don't act surprised. Maybe like morph into it, you know? Yeah. Exactly. Look at that visual acting. If you're on Apple Podcasts, I'm so sorry. You're missing out on some great visual entertainment here. Also, sorry, I had to laugh. That's just the ongoing bit. I really do love you. It's just a bit that's never stopped. So as you can see, as per usual, we have 5 tiers. S being the best and D being the worst. And we're going to rank the first 10 episodes of Series 11 here. Right off the bat, Crispy, slap the opener in S. Let's just build on that, because let me tell you, there was the woman who fell to Earth.
Oh, must have hurt.
There we go. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching this week's episode of Who's There, Doctor Who podcast. We'll see you all next week when we talk about a spy falling.
Yeah, true. Must have hurt.
There we go. I was like, say it again. I set you up. Oh.
How many Doctor episodes involve? Yeah, I could have said that must have hurt.
Yeah, Doctor Falls, woman who fell to Earth. Ransgrove Kolos must have hurt to watch. Sorry, I'm being really mean in this episode, but I don't think I'm the only one. I don't know. What else is there? Fall of...
We'll get there. There's so many.
Yeah. Okay,
there's so many ones, I'm sure.
The fall of the ratings, as all the haters would love to say.
No.
Was that too far? That was not too far. I love Doctor Who. We don't talk about ratings that much on here.
Well, not the woman who fell to Earth.
Yeah, that was like one of the most viewed episodes in modern Doctor Who's history, right?
Correct.
It was like the one, I think the biggest. In fact, I would think it would be as far as to say the biggest increase in viewers between episodes from Twice Upon a Time to Woman Who Fell to Earth, right? Surely. I
would be very intrigued to know what the biggest increase in viewers would be. Yeah. Someone will find that out.
I don't even know what I'd search for that. It'd probably take ages. But yeah, I think that's a decent guess to make.
That's a good guess. That's a good guess.
Yeah. But I have been on record so many times with this episode saying that this is one of, if not the best opening episode for Doctor Who. It's probably the 11th hour for being realistic here, but this one puts up a very good fight. I think, opening episodes are really good when they define their era really well and like the tone and the setting. And right off from the get-go, you get a feel for all of the companions, which unfortunately you don't get for a lot of this series because they're trying to juggle a lot. You get a feel for the new cinematography, the new soundtrack, just the tone of the Doctor and who Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is going to be. I think they sell everything really, really well here. And it's one of those episodes where I cannot name a single foot that it puts wrong. It introduces fantastic characters, balances them well. Tim Shaw is a great villain in this episode. Note that I say in this episode. Good supporting characters. Grace was great, and I was really sad. Like, after one episode, I was really sad we didn't get more with her, technically. She was fab. There's some really, really good stuff here. It kind of felt fresh to the age. I mean, the idea of Ryan Sinclair being a YouTube poster, you might think maybe that's a little bit cringe, but I think it was kind of perfect. And yeah, I just really like the tone of this one. I think it plays out really well.
Everyone goes on about Ryan being a YouTuber. If you look at his channel, I don't think he's posting that consistently. I don't know what Ryan's upload schedule is. I think it was more so like he was using YouTube as a time capsule. Huh?
So it was better than mine.
Yours?
My whole schedule's tragic at this point, fella.
Troy, can we please do a poll saying who's a better YouTuber, Ryan Sinclair or Troy Red Archer Live? Can we please do that?
In the heart,
can we please do that?
Also, for listeners, I need to explain.
Consistent upload.
If there's any moments here where I kind of talk over Crispy more than normal with our signal, we're having a Riverside problem at the minute where I'm hearing my own voice back in my head. It's really not helping the ego. But occasionally I'm kind of like catching myself on my words because I'm like, is Crispy talking or is that my voice? I can't tell.
Sorry, King.
It's not your fault. It's Riverside. Get your act together. What's going on?
We've only got one call for this, and it's from the Dr. Master. Let's have a listen.
Okay.
Eat my salad, Halloween.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Perfectly sums up why this is an S tier.
Yeah, from my end, I was so unbelievably impressed with this episode. I think it's darker. It's a much darker tone for Doctor Who, and I always liked that. The music, the soundtrack is absolutely haunting in this. Seeing Jodie Whittaker in Peter Capaldi's battered clothing it's something in my head. I'm like, that is so aesthetically pleasing to me. How it just connects, everything connects so well. And the companions are very good in this. All of them, I was like, yeah, okay, I care about them. And as you said throughout the series, maybe less so. But this episode, yeah, it definitely sets up an era that could have had it all, definitely. But this episode in particular really, really holds a very special place in my heart. I was able to watch this in the cinemas in 2018 here in Australia, and cinema was packed. And gosh, it looked good on the big screen. The anamorphic lenses they're using, mwah.
Ooh,
one of Chibnall's best.
The technical terms, the anamorphic lens.
The anamorphic lenses.
Yes, darling.
But yeah, don't you? I truly think this is one of Chibnall's best. Absolutely. Yeah.
But
comes
also,
out the gate swinging.
It's just such an incredible start that I think it almost sets up a problem for itself of okay, meet this standard now every week.
Yeah, and then everything will pale in comparison.
I mean, we know Doctor. We both love Doctor Who dearly, and I more than a lot of people am very, very happy about a lot of episodes. But even this one, I'm like, this is so good. Doctor Who is never going to be this good every week. It just isn't.
No.
But that's a nice problem to have. You may have an episode so good that you really set yourself some stiff competition, and that's why unfortunately the next episode I don't think hits quite as well. Crispy, what are your thoughts on the Ghost Monument?
My beautiful Ghost Monument. Come to Daddy. I mean, Mummy. You know that scene where she's like, come to Daddy?
First we said, come to Daddy, I was like, what are we doing here? And then you went, Mummy, and I was like, oh, yeah, I get the reference.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about that, Troy. Ghost Monument. I think the concept is fun. The episode, I think, just feels very empty. Actually, visually looks very empty. Because they're in the middle of this competition, but they're down to, the final three. The whole, it's like a race across the stars, isn't it? Basically? It's this big...
basically, yeah. And they've whittled it down to the last two.
Yeah, so maybe it would be more visually interesting if there were you saw the other people get taken out of this competition. Maybe it's slightly more brutal or something like that. I think it's the location setting is beautiful. I think did they film in South Africa for this one as well as Rosa? I can't remember. Well,
yes.
they did there's some beautiful location filming in this, and I think it is quite a nice looking episode. But yeah, it feels less full than The Woman Who Fell to Earth. That episode had so much to chew on. And this one, I don't know. It's just one that I think is just a bit mid. It's just a bit mid.
There's
in my
some standouts
regards.
I remember in terms of positives and of critiques. critique being, it feels like there's not a lot that happens. Like, they try to get some character-driven moments, but I don't know how interesting the characters are just because of the way they're set up and the way the story plays out. And also, I remember there being critiques about Ryan being really good at shooting the androids because he has dyspraxia, which is a coordination
that's right,
deficiency. But he's like, oh, I'm really good at Call of Duty, so I can shoot these. And I know people were like picking it up, being like, does that make sense? I don't know the ins and outs of dyspraxia. I would have thought that didn't make sense, but I'm not like keyed in enough on it to comment with confidence. But the one thing I will say that I like about this episode is it's one more than a lot of episodes in this series that sets up stuff for the series / era. Like, it mentions the Stenza, Simshar species as being like I think they decimated the planet or something. They destroyed like the life on it, or they hint at something there that this grander force, which kind of hints, oh, maybe this isn't the last we'll see of them. And also you get the first hint of the timeless child. It's mentioned via those.
We all thought it was a throwaway line, and it very well might have been until we like latched onto it, and Chibnall was like, "Ooh."
Chibnall was like, "I was going to do another tally where I just never mention this again."
Oh, the tally.
The tally.
The tally.
I'm going to tell you about the tally and be difficult on set, so you have to rewrite the ending. The tally.
Yes. The tally. I like.
What is the energy in this episode, man? I love us.
Man. We're good. We're good to go, man.
Unlike the Ghost Monument. So, no, I'm kidding. So, like, for me, it's very middle of the road, like you said. Like, I think, again, an issue you have with this episode is when you have one that's, it's B tier. When you have an episode that's so good like The Woman Who Fell to Earth, if one is very mid afterwards, it feels more of a sting, I feel like. Whereas, really, there's nothing offensive about this episode. It is fine.
Yeah.
And also, I really like Jodie's interior. More of the custom cream dispenser, please. Give us more of that.
Well, it's never seen again.
It's never used again, right?
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's a weird
honestly.
thing. But I will say, I love the opening of the Ghost Monument. This is really cool, like, long one take. I'm a sucker for a one take.
Yeah.
And it's just the spaceship crashing, and there's, like, just dialogue going left and right. I like that. But, yeah, ultimately fine, inoffensive, but, not one that you will constantly rewatch. All right. Moving swiftly onwards, Rosa. Rosa, my friend.
I'm intrigued with you to lead with this one, Crispy. What are your thoughts on Rosa?
I think it's definitely a step up from the Ghost Monument. I don't know if it necessarily reaches the same heights of The Woman Who Fell to Earth, but I mean, this is one of the better historicals, I would say. People love the historical episodes. People absolutely adore those. I've been getting, take it or leave it with historicals. I much prefer like either ones set in currently or in the future. Historicals, I'm like, whatever. They're not my favorite. But this was good. I think the lady playing Rosa Parks was excellent in the role. Really good in the role. I can't remember, but she's great. Was she in Doctor Who before this?
I don't believe so, but now you're saying it, maybe.
I feel like, maybe. No, I think she might have been in Sherlock or something. Anyway.
Vinette Robinson.
Yeah, I don't know if she was in Doctor Who before this. Anyway,
it seems like she's just credited for Rosa, which I thought was all she'd done there for Doctor Who. All she's done. Oh no, never mind. You are bang on the money. She was in 42, which is ironically an episode you've never seen start to finish. I think you've said before. So
and another Chibnall.
Yeah, good point.
Which is interesting. Yeah. She only works with Chris Chibnall. Maybe there's something to look into there.
Interesting. Well, there you go.
I mean, I think it's good. Once again, there's some really excellent location filming. The villain is just a racist, which is interesting. We don't usually get that. I mean, we've had a few racist villains. I suppose we had one directly the season before in Thin Ice.
True.
But yeah.
But like he wasn't. I guess he was like a B villain, but also he was kind of the villain as well, I suppose. But what's his name? Was it Krasko?
In this episode, I think it's Krasko.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, he's not the best villain in the world, but I honestly, the more I've watched this episode back, the more I've liked it. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, it was good, but like it wasn't amazing. And I also I think I've said this before, I thought the use of that Rise Up song, like, it works during the bus scene, but I for some reason, it felt really overused in the credits as well, and I don't know why that felt so odd to me at the time. I don't know what was going on there, but I remember hearing that being like, oh, come on, that was good for the bus moment, don't overdo it, don't overuse your license for the song. But like seriously, watching it, like, especially when I rewatched it with the full, I think, like COVID era watch along, really, mainly. COVID era. What a strange thing to say.
I'm in my COVID era.
I love this episode a lot more. Like, I really, really enjoy this. I think there's like, there's been comments about some things being kind of like a bit on the nose, like the conversation between Ryan and Yaz about like, the impact that Rosa had, and like it is a bit on the nose. But like, that's kind of a symptom of just the Chibnall era in general, and some people love it, some people hate it, of the very much we're going to state things a bit more bluntly, because Chibnall was trying to go back to the educational, attitude of the William Hartnell era, where they were trying to go through different points in history and actually educate people, but in a sci-fi world. Like, I can appreciate it for that. Yeah, it feels a bit more tongue-in-cheek, but I do personally wonder if that had a bigger difference on younger people, like, who didn't know as much about it.
Maybe.
I mean, kids aren't stupid, but also sometimes it's nice to have things more plainly explained if you don't know about it, I know Praxis was a big one for that, which we won't get to this episode, but the whole microplastics thing, that was something I wasn't even fully aware of. So sometimes it's kind of nice to have that blunt thing, and I think it works for this era for the most part. Sometimes it feels a bit over-explained, but yeah, I enjoy this episode. I think it's pretty well paced. Krasko's like a decent enough villain, but it's mainly the performance and the whole plot surrounding Rosa I think is really good. I think there's some elements people don't like as much, but I really find very little to complain about this. I would bounce between an A or an S. Like, I would think either a low S or a high A. I honestly do really like this episode, so I'm wondering where you're thinking.
Well, let's listen to a call live from where this episode was set.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
What is up, Troy and Crispy? This is Micah from Alabama. Now, this episode is one that I'm actually live from. I am live from Montgomery right now, where Rosa takes place. Not really. I know they filmed it in South Africa, but I live near Montgomery, and I think that's really cool that, one, the civil rights movement happened here, but also we got an episode that's supposed to be themed in an area where I live near, and I just think that's awesome. Also, it's a really good episode. Loved Rosa. Amazing episode. It's honestly the best of Series 11.
Oh.
I just like the idea that he went like on the road for this episode. Like, I know he probably didn't, but like he's just like, I'm gonna go on the road just so I can be like, yeah, I'm in the place.
For Troy and Crispy. It's pretty damn good. I don't know if I have it in my heart to give it an S tier though. And I'm enjoying this.
Let's see where the other episodes end up, because I would push for an S. But if everything lines up and it's all right, high, I'll keep it. Also, just want to say,
I've put it in A.
I want to own up. I'm a Muppet, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to put a proper call out for Series 11. It's been a busy week. I apologise, but just as a compliment to you lot, we still got so many calls for Series 11.
We got calls.
Like, genuinely, I didn't even ask you. But I guess because I mentioned it in the end of the Series 10 episode, sure. But like, it's just lovely that you guys are just ready for that. I know you've shown it with like the Season 1 and Season 2 reviews, but this was less of an urgent thing, and you guys have still delivered. So we really appreciate that. Obviously, as soon as this is out, you can throw your Series 12 calls in, but I appreciate it. It's just nice that people love our podcast so much. It's nice to be wanted,
It's nice.
But I tell you what I don't want, this next episode. Ugh. Arachnids in the UK.
Do you like spiders, my friend? Do you like spiders?
Even less after this episode. Blimey.
Can I play you a call?
Yeah, do it.
All right, this is Felix from Clom.
No one gives any credit to arachnids in the UK, but the big spiders are cool.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, what,
Felix
like visually? Yeah, they made me uncomfortable, so if that's the goal, congrats, you succeeded.
This episode, it's
not good.
It's not good, is it?
Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, Doctor Who's biggest nerd, and it's not good. They kill the spiders with Stormzy.
They kill the spiders with Stormzy.
It's so odd.
Weird. Like, it goes against everything the episode was setting up.
I hate to play into the big arguments that everyone gives against this era, but there is definitely an argument where at times the moral compass of the 13th Doctor is very questionable. And the idea of, weird. I will not shoot these spiders, but I will lock them in a room and let them starve, is just a bit weird.
It's odd.
Yeah.
It's an odd thing to do.
I don't know.
And so that kind of sticks out. I mean, what can you give it? The visuals are cool with the spiders, I suppose.
Yeah.
once again, there's a whole theme with this era that the guest cast is also huge, as well as we have the core four TARDIS team. So there's like so many people in these episodes. And Arachnids in the UK, I think, is truly forgettable. And I think this was the time where people started to lose faith in the Jodie Whittaker era. Because, I mean, look at the first 3 episodes. We're having a pretty good time. But this one, and potentially next week, I feel like people were like, maybe this era is not for me. Arachnids in the UK, definitely not one of my favorites. Very confusing ending. Troy, where on earth are we going to put this?
I really don't know. I honestly really, really don't know. I'm just kind of like...
Are you going for C or D, my friend?
I'm torn between them. I'm kind of thinking it might be an idea to put it in... Oh, I don't know.
I'll go with whatever you want. I'll ride or die, man. I'll follow you into battle.
What I'm thinking right now is, maybe because we're doing like our mega, we're going to do a mega tier list later, is I don't know where, like, is it better than Fear Her or In the Forest of the Night? That's like where my head's at. Like, I'm thinking, like, think about where we've put other things in D tier before.
Yeah.
You're thinking D tier for this, yeah?
I'm thinking D tier.
I don't blame you. This is like, I like that they set up the Yaz's family. I will say that much. Like, that's a nice element to it.
Yes, it doesn't get utilized much at all, but I feel like there was an attempt to kind of, but I mean, like, what's Yaz's sister's name? I've got no idea.
It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've got work emailing me on a Sunday night. What is happening here? That's crazy.
That's crazy. I've got work on a Monday morning in an hour.
Well, for you, it's a Monday morning, yeah. I'm sitting with D.
Okay.
It feels bad. I don't like giving an episode a D so early in an era, man.
Troy, it's a very confused episode, man. It's a very confused episode.
Okay, you've persuaded me. That's that conundrum solved. Next, let's look at the Saranga conundrum, Crispy. What are your thoughts on this one?
Pating, cute as hell. Probably one of the most iconic Doctor Who villains within this era. That this era produced. The Pating. Pating's such a meme.
I just don't feel as badly about this episode as some other people seem to. I don't know whether it's the pregnant man or the running around corridors that make people uncomfortable. I don't think this episode is bad. It was the
pregnant man.
Yeah, the pregnant man is... it's an interesting subplot.
Well, I just... look, if we're being totally honest, okay, we should... we haven't really talked about it. This era did get a lot of hate, and a lot of hate initially... I think there were certain very loud minority saying that the Doctor shouldn't be a woman. The Doctor's never been a woman and shouldn't be a woman. So there were already eyes on this, and then you have an episode with a pregnant man. I mean, this is a sci-fi show. Literally anything can happen. Anything can happen in all of time and space. The universe is vast and weird, and probably one of the most realistic things that, would happen out there, if there were humanoid things, perhaps the males are the one that gets pregnant. That's not a crazy sci-fi concept. Anyway, I digress. This era attracted, more hate than it deserved, I would say. If you are hating on the writing, sure, there are some points at where that falls down, but I don't think, people were very harsh on this era from the get-go. So I think, the pregnant man was definitely just more ammunition for people, is what I'm trying to say.
When realistically, as I love to say, it wasn't that deep.
It's not that deep.
It's not that deep.
Not that deep, fam. Okay, Saranga conundrum. What do you think?
I don't, for me, it's very middle of the road. I'm straight ahead, I'm just thinking B. Obviously, I said this last week. There are some episodes here I don't remember as much as well as others with Jodie's era in particular. I think I've just rewatched less of it in the last year or two. It's nothing against her. A lot of you, if you've been listening for a long time, know how much I love the 13th Doctor and Jodie and a lot of these episodes. There's just some I don't remember quite as well. And this one's definitely one of them. But in my head, what I'm thinking is, if I can't remember it, any bad things in it, that means there's nothing that super offensive to it. You know what I mean? I'm not sat here thinking, oh, I've forgotten how bad this episode is. It's more just I remember this being perfectly fine, even on rewatch. I don't remember rewatching this and going, this is much better than I thought, or this is much worse than I thought. I think it's very middle of the road. I think the Pating is an interesting concept, and I like what they try to do with, being trapped on the ship with a monster that can just eat anything you throw at it. I like that it eats the Sonic. Yeah. It removes the kind of the let's solve the plot thing. The thing that solved the tally. Why is that the ongoing bit? I don't know. But But yeah, beyond that, it's just not much that stands out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I am thinking a nice middle of the road B. Maybe below Ghost Monument, maybe above it. Maybe above it. I don't know.
I'm going below.
Okay.
I was going to go
low.
C. Yeah.
B tier.
Low.
B low. So good there. I'm really funny, Crispy. I'm really funny.
Troy,
Next up
do
in
you want to
S tier.
hear? Yeah. Do you want to hear like a million calls about the Demons of Punjab?
I figured this was going to be the big hitter for calls. Yeah, lay a couple on me. Let's see what people have got.
All right, let's listen to Zach. Hello, Zach.
Hi, Troy and Crispy. I think that Demons of the Punjab was an amazing episode. Series 11 was my first ever season of Doctor Who, and I watched them all live. I realised that this episode might not resonate with some people, but as someone who's of Pakistani and Indian heritage, having my favourite show cover topics of India's partition felt so special to me. The music in this episode was on point, and also this episode really furthered Yaz's arc in the season as a whole, which I really like. A heavy criticism of seasons 11 to 12 as a whole is that having 4 people in the TARDIS doesn't really give each person enough to do, but I think this episode's plot really handled it well. Anyway, Alonzi.
Alonzi, thank you. Thank you for saying Alonzi.
Yeah,
great
Alonzi,
call
baby.
there. Fantastic call there.
Agree fully. Have you got more? You said there's more callers. Anyone else?
Oh man, this could be the rest of the podcast if you want.
Really?
Let's listen to Louis J. Hi, Louis J.
If there was one thing about the Jodie Whittaker era that I think excels, it's the historicals. I mean, Rosa, Demons of the Punjab, The Witchfinders, banger episodes. And I'm going to choose Demons of the Punjab because first time watching, I don't know. Second time, wow, it hit. I don't know what. I love the accuracy, what it took from actual events. Like, only thing is, I wish these historicals didn't have aliens. Bring back pure historicals. That's what I'm saying. But man, good job.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would argue this one was a pure historical. I know there are aliens in it, but the aliens are purely observers.
Yeah, they're some of the coolest villains in the Jodie Whittaker era, and I wish it would have been so. Imagine them on the cliff top at the end of Power of the Doctor. We talked about that. Yeah,
everyone has said it, and they're so right.
It would have been nice. But yeah, I mean, I watched this episode last night because I saw how many people called in about it. It's been years since I watched it. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a great.
This
great
is an
episode.
easy S tier, by the way. Like we're just gonna put that right out the gate.
Yeah. We can.
Soundtrack's phenomenal. And look, I'm not an expert on the Indian partition, but like from an observer's perspective and how it was handled, I felt it was handled with like some kind of attention to the actual time and tried to explain some of the facts behind it and at least made it somewhat relevant to the plot as best it could, rather than it just being let's throw information at you, which I know, like I said, is something people got a bit irked about of this era, even though it didn't bother me. But like this episode in particular, I felt it was paced really well, written really well. Felt like it handled the topics with some care. Specifically, Yaz gets quite a bit to do. I mean, it is centered around her character, so that makes sense. Or her family, I should say. And the Thajarians, like the idea of a monster, it's kind of like Twice Upon a Time, where it's like, oh, it's not an evil plan, but it's a beautiful idea of they are just documenting the deaths of people. They are watching, they are never interacting, they are just observers. And I mean, it stands as a testament that they're good characters or interesting characters if people keep saying we should have seen more of them, we should have seen them in Power of the Doctor when the Doctor regenerated. Like, it would have been a perfect bookend. Like, people would not be saying that if they didn't come from an episode people really liked and liked the idea of the aliens. So I think that in itself speaks volumes, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just a historical done well. I will admit, when I started watching the episode, the dialogue, like with Yaz's family, it starts very, very clunky. It doesn't feel very natural. Yeah. But as soon as we get to the TARDIS, I'm like, oh. Like, as soon as we got back to the TARDIS, I was like, oh, I kind of miss this TARDIS team. And the Doctor's like, oh, I mean, like, you know, messing with family and stuff. But Yaz is like, look, what's the point in having a mate with a time machine if you can't go and visit your gran when she was young? And she's like, all right, 1 hour. And that's like a ongoing joke throughout the episode. Both, Ryan and Graham being like, well, we're definitely going over an hour. I was like, that's funny. That's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of a lot of that is they just kind of get jokes between Graham and Ryan. Like, I mean, as we said, you know, the balance of character, again, not to for lack of a better phrase, beat a dead horse, but it was definitely an ongoing issue with this series that, like, if a character was being focused on, the others were probably suffering for it.
Yes, true.
But
so
at least
it
you do
is a
get some good comedic
Yaz-centric
moments.
episode.
They're not just completely withdrawn. But yeah,
But
I think maybe
yeah.
they just knew early on that Mandip was like going to be the standout of the three of them. I don't know.
Perhaps. I don't know. I truly don't know.
I mean, she's a fantastic actress. She's so good.
Like this season, from what this season sets up, it makes it seem like Ryan is going to have more of a focus because there's such a heavy focus on him at the start. But I will say, like, you know, we are, you know, harsh on there being 4 in the TARDIS team and how it's really hard for them to get character work. I would say that the character work in Series 11, whilst not stellar, is fine, and there is some kind of nice character work in, especially it pays off in It Takes You Away when we get there. But I will say, like, there is, I feel like Series 12, Ryan and Graham is a real problem. But Series 11, I'm fine with. But yeah, easy S tier. Easy S tier.
Well said, Crispy. Well said.
Okay.
I kind of zoned out for a second there. Not against your point, but I've just thought of a really good idea that I want to do for our series.
Oh, please.
I think I've just thought... this is going to sound so nerdy, so forgive it, but I think I've just thought of a really interesting mathematical way in which we can create a list of our series best to worst based on how we place the episodes.
Oh my god.
I've just thought of it. Remind me,
would you do it?
and I'm going to put it together when we finish this series. Like, I'm going to go back over our rankings for individual episodes and, like, weight it and see which series came out on top and which one came out at the bottom. Because in my head, I was just thinking, as you were talking about that, and I was thinking, oh, also, I think there's going to be at least one more S tier. I'm thinking, I always say when I rank my series worst to best that Series 11 would be at the bottom. Not because I dislike it, but because I just place other things above it. I don't think it would reflect like that if we actually do the tier list. Do the ranking I'm thinking of.
Okay. So, I'm
don't let me
curious.
Forget that. Comment section. Don't let me forget that, because I'm gonna try and cook it up in preparation for the 14th, 15th Doctor episode, because that will probably be one episode on its own. I feel like we probably should do a bumper one. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, just an interesting thought there. Anyway, next up, it's the Kerblam Man.
It's the Kerblam Man.
You're just making sounds now.
Matt Smith's Doctor, he ordered a Fez and it arrived a couple regenerations too late.
Crazy, cool. But I love it.
Cool reference. I always liked this episode. I remember saying at the time it felt like a, middle of the series David Tennant era episode.
Yeah.
But it's hard to talk about this episode without addressing the controversial ending of this.
Take the lead, Crispy. Go for it. Address the elephant.
I mean, I never... I'm not fully versed in it, but is it because it's like pro-capitalism or something like that?
Yeah, they basically... I think the argument is that they try to... Like, even though the kind of the bad guy in inverted commas is like making good points against capitalism and like these big companies, they kind of have to paint someone as a bad guy. So like, right, we're going to push him over the edge and make him want to kill loads of innocent people. Like, just to make you think he's the bad guy. He's the one we want to stop. Which actually, now that I think about it, is kind of one of the criticisms Interstellar Song Contest got.
Interstellar? Yeah.
Because, like,
interesting
Kiss and
parallel.
the idea of the Hellions and, like, fighting back against the corporation, very noble thing and very much like a, raising an interesting point, but then, he's going to kill trillions of people. And it's like, we're trying to make him the bad guy for the sake of it. Again, I love that episode, but I do really understand the criticism there. Similar thing with Kerblam. If someone who wants to complain against Kerblam as a company and the things that the company do, and he's going to send off these packages with explosive bubble wrap to murder loads of customers so the company gets a bad rap. Like, I can understand the concern.
A bad bubble wrap, if you will.
Very good, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
I don't think I can top that. But I really like the set with this episode, like the setting of it, sorry. Like, it's just very much Space Amazon, but I think they sell it well. I think they work around in some of the departments well. There's some interesting, like, different characters at different levels. I can't remember, is it Dan, played by Lee Mack? I think he has, like, there's two Dans. There's John Bishop's Dan, there's Lee Mack's Dan.
In this. I forgot about Lee Mack.
Lee Mack's good in this. I like him. Could have been more of him. He was good. But there's just a few different characters that I like. And I like that the different members of the TARDIS team got different roles. And there was, like, just a really underrated
actually utilizes them well.
There's like a comedic moment between Graham and Ryan. I can't remember the thing that Graham says to Ryan, but Tozin's delivery which goes, ha, 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 funny. Like, just always gets me. I don't know why. Just like a comedic moment. It's like a completely irrelevant moment that I just like to mention because it always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
They explore some different levels here and explore them well. And despite, maybe they push the villain a little bit too hard for sake of, them needing a villain and having to put someone as the bad guy, definitely could be a downside. I think, on the whole, I do really enjoy this episode. It is one of the stronger ones of the series, I would say.
But where does that leave us?
Where
does that leave us, Troy? I'm going to push for high B.
Ugh.
That's where I'm at.
It's not as good as Rosa, but it's a damn sight better than Ghost Monument for me. That's why I kind of want to put it in low A.
Well, a coin flip.
Okay,
coin flip time.
Right. Okay, I mean, I can't flip a coin very well. You probably picked that up by this point. All right, twos or tails, Crispy?
Tails, my friend.
Yeah, for the ongoing bit, if you're not following, it's two Polish zloty. It's the only coin I have on my desk because I like going to Poland. Okay, which one have you gone for?
What?
Which one did you pick, twos or tails? I didn't register.
Tails.
It's twos. It actually is twos again. I'm not even tossing them properly, but still, there you go. So low A. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, Crispy.
Yeah.
We are Alan coming towards the end of the series here. It's the Witchfinders.
Nice.
This one is S tier purely because of Alan Cumming. Thank you for listening.
Did you like this episode on broadcast?
Yeah, I think it was, again, it's another one of those that feels like kind of a middle of the road. Like, I don't love it, I don't hate it. But I do love Alan Cumming.
Alan Cumming is definitely the best part of it. He's like, this very
good,
eccentric king.
Yeah.
Very, as far as guest cast, it's quite hard to beat that. This is the first time we've had a female doctor, and so it's interesting, people be like, which
people were so worried that everything was going to be like, I'm a woman now, blah, 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 like, if there even is something to worry about. But we don't get too many bits of dialogue that are, we have a female doctor now, which you could argue is a good thing or a bad thing, for very valid reasons. But I remember this being one where she was like, if I was a man, I wouldn't have to get around all these problems. I could just find out what's going on and fix it. That's not the right quote. For once, I haven't actually quoted it correctly. But they've actually made a point out of it. And I kind of was sitting there thinking, I would have liked them to have done a bit more of that. They touched on it a bit with Ncuti as, first we've had this black body, kind of bits like that. I do like them kind of referencing it every now and again at the very least. I mean, Ncuti had that, and then he also had Dot and Bubble, to be fair.
Day one filming.
First episode for that man. Oh, I love Ncuti Gatwa. Oh, I can't wait to talk about his era. But yeah, I like that they try and acknowledge it a bit here, and as you said, it feels like a good time to do it. Talking about the witch hunter thing, Witchfinders. It's one of the more interesting settings of the series. Also, Jodie goes, apple bobbing! I love apple bobbing! I love Jodie's energy throughout, but there's little moments that pop out of episodes. That's just one that I love. It's perfectly middle of the road. I would say, for me, top of B.
Top of B? I can live with that. I feel like I should have more to say. I can't remember the villains' names, the mud creatures. There's those weird little mud creatures. I remember thinking those were pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think this is just more middle of the road. I'm looking at Saranga Conundrum at the end there, being like, should you be in C?
Yeah, slightly wondering that. Slightly.
My friend.
What a conundrum, Crispy.
What a conundrum. I don't know if anyone called in for the Witchfinders, which I'm surprised by, because I think it does have its fans.
We should have called in.
No calls for the Witchfinders.
But I'm stunned. If that's the case, I'm stunned the Beast Boss didn't call in, considering Tilly Steele is all they talk about. One of the supporting cast members. Beast Boss just goes on and on and on about her, so I'm really surprised that that's not in. But I've mentioned it, so technically it got in the episode anyway. I think B tier. Perfectly fine. It's not terrible. It's not amazing. It's just...
Is it better than the Ghost Monument? Yeah, it's better than the Ghost Monument.
Yeah, it's better than Ghost Monument. And you know why?
Tilly Steele.
No, Alan Cumming. Come on.
Oh, right. Oh, yes, correct.
Disgraceful.
Sorry.
Don't make me laugh.
Don't make me laugh.
Which one's better? His portrayal, is it King James or Lux?
Lux is world class.
Yeah, fair. I shouldn't have asked that.
Mr. Ring-a-Ding is unreal.
It'll make your heart bell sing. Okay. Next up, the penultimate episode. It's such a powerful one. It's so raw. It's so emotional. Everything in it will just take you away, Crispy.
Yeah, buddy.
Series 11, episode 9. It takes you away. Crispy, have we got a caller about this one?
Oh, we've got like 3.
All right, pick the second one.
Oh, no worries. Here you go.
It takes you away. I love the dark fairy tale aspect of the Anti-Zone and Ribbons, the Flesh Maws, Mirror World. I like the Scooby-Doo twist of the monster roaring in the forest. And I like the frog, too, you know? The only thing I really don't like about this episode is Eric. Where's your daughter, Eric? Where is she? Where's your blind daughter? Have you abandoned her in that empty house, frightened to death by roaring monsters? Where's your daughter, Eric?
Damn it, Eric.
Am I going crazy, or is Bro doing a Conor McRae?
But that's a Conor McRae impersonation.
That's a certified Conor McRae classic right there. Forgive me, video watchers. Like, I'm doing this a lot. I don't know what it is today. Maybe it's just lots of audio problems on Riverside. I'm hearing my voice back, and also the calls are so quiet on my end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like for you guys, they'll be boosted. There won't be a problem. But I think something's just wrong with my side of Riverside at the minute. I don't know what's going on. So I promise I'm not like falling asleep. I'm genuinely like locking in, pushing the headphones against my ears to listen.
Bro's locked in.
I adore this episode, and it's funny. You talk about how I felt about episodes of broadcast. This is one of the most kind of drastically changing ones, especially of this era. First watched it, I was not impressed at all. I thought it was very bland. Wasn't a big fan. Really, really like it now. There's some fantastic stuff here. I love the concept of the mirror world and how that plays out. The fact that, it's a powerful being, the Solitract is it called, that just wants to, not to be alone, basically, and creates this mirror world to live in. But specifically, I mean, it almost feels like it's such an easy thing to go for, but it is the best we get out of Graham, out of Bradley Walsh, in this series, alongside When We Fell to Earth. That scene of him with the kind of the projection of Grace, where he's like, "Don't do this to me," is so good. I absolutely adore it.
Any doubts people had about him were squashed in that moment.
If you had doubts about Bradley Walsh, don't even talk to me. I mean, all you need to do is hear that man laughing at Fanny Schmeller, and you know you got a great person in your hands there.
Man, what a clip!
Him. Like, what a absolute grab for Doctor Who. Such a shame he didn't have more to do, honestly. Like, I've heard people kind of refer to this as like the unofficial series finale of Series 11 because of what comes next, and honestly, I don't blame them. But not just because of like we don't want to talk about Ranksoor, because it closes one of the most important narrative arcs of the series, of Ryan calling Graham Grandad. Like, they tie that up perfectly.
That is not one of, that is the that is the arc
the
of
only
this
one I'm
series.
thinking is Tim Shaw and the Stenza, because they kind of... I only say that because they mention it in Ghost Monument, so it's kind of a series arc.
Yeah,
Not a great one, because again, when that happened in Ghost Monument, as I said in that episode, I don't know why I've got a pen in my hand. Whenever my conversations get deeper, it's like I'm locking in, I've got a pen, I'm ready. But when I heard that in the Ghost Monument, I was like, oh, they're setting up an arc here, and then they just forget it for like 7 episodes, which is such a shame. And then you end up course correcting massively with 2 series later, where everything is, what's the flux?
What is the flux?
What is the flux? What the flux is going on? I've not made one of those jokes for ages. I miss them, Crispy. I miss making those jokes.
What, the flux jokes?
Yeah.
Oh, good days.
Good days. Good fluxing days.
Can you imagine if this podcast existed when Flux was on?
I honestly, it's one thing I really wish. Like, I've probably asked you to do the podcast before Flux came out, so I'm going to blame you that we didn't.
Potentially.
I'm going to blame you.
I was in no place to do a podcast then, my friend.
It's
you called me at the right time.
It is valid. But yeah, that's like, we started this podcast, 4 months after that aired? It's like, we only just missed it. It's such a shame. But yeah, we'll get there. I really, really love this episode. I think the emotional stakes are really interesting. I really like a lot of the performances handed in, especially by Jodie and by Bradley. There's some just really good stuff. But also the supporting cast. I can't remember who plays Eric, and the daughter is Hannah, I think. Can't remember the actors' names.
Sounds right.
But they are both fantastic. Absolutely love them. I really like the way the story plays out in this. I like the way that, Eric's not a good dad, but the way they explore who he is and how he behaves, and the way he's kind of lying to Hannah about the monsters outside to, like, in his own way protect her. Like, there's some really interesting stuff explored there that I enjoy greatly, and for me, it's definitely one of the lowest S tiers I'd give, but it just kind of feels like it fits in S tier.
I don't think it's an S tier episode,
Don't you?
my friend.
Okay, so like I said, I feel like it's a low S tier. So if you want to push, you pushing for high A?
That's where I'd be going. Like, I remember, like, as I had a very different experience first time watching this one. I remember being like, "Oh, we've got something good there," and then the frog thing at the end just threw me. I know everyone's got their opinion.
Yeah, it's the
frog.
most Marmite thing.
It's like I would be. It comes down to like, would you show this episode? To someone that hasn't seen Doctor Who before. I feel like that might that might throw them off the frog thing. I mean, there's so many different ways they could have gone about it. Because what does the frog represent? It's supposed to represent like just
it's just a form it chose because he just liked it. Just like I like this form.
Yeah. Okay. So, but it wasn't a form for the Doctor. It wasn't like related to the Doctor or whatever.
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay.
Again, and maybe I forgot the detail there, but I think it was just like why a frog is like I like this form. It amuses me.
I remember at the time, like I remember because I reviewed all of these episodes on my channel back in 2018. I remember
got to
being
go back
like,
and watch those reviews. Oh my goodness!
Oh, I would truly hate to watch them. But I think I do remember being like, how like this episode probably would have been perfect if instead of a frog we had a river song or something like that. Like, can you imagine this beautiful little exchange between Jodie and River and it'd be like, I love you or whatever. I don't know. That's what I said in 2018. To be honest,
I really think one of the biggest misses of this era is that I've said it a million times. We didn't get to see River Song react to her husband becoming her wife. I've said that time and time again.
Yeah.
I honestly could not think of a worse episode for River Song to have showed up in.
Really?
The solid track to like what constructs a vision of River Song. That like if you're gonna bring River Song back, make it the River Song, not a vision of it.
Well, I mean,
absolutely not.
Hey, look, all we had when we had the fugitive Doctor come in, we got her once, and then she's just visions and holograms for the rest of it.
We need to make that clear. It's not a good thing, Crispy.
I'm just saying it would fit in the era. It would fit in the era. Yeah.
Every time she's shown up since Future of the Jadoon, it has been a projection, someone's vision of the Doctor, like a flashback. Can we just get her properly there in the room without it being like some manipulation of the mind or the eyes or something? Oh, she's phenomenal.
Even in Ncuti's era.
She's so good and she's so wasted. We need so much more of that. I love that woman. Oh, anyway. So what are you putting it above Rosa then, or like what are you thinking?
I reckon. I think I did. Like, I really like the start of this episode. Like the first 2/3, I think are fantastic. It's just the end where I go, I don't know, man.
You know what?
I understand the sentiment, I understand the message, but that's where I'm at.
Fair. You know what? I accept it. I pushed for Kerblam to be in low A, and you conceded mainly because of the coin toss. I'll let you have this, Crispy. I'll be nice.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. So I'd like to end this episode here, if possible, just so we don't have to do this. Wow. I'd really appreciate it.
Series 11. What a series! Wow. Gosh, fantastic series. Oh,
regardless of how my, admittedly, like I'm really excited to do now. My Series 11 ranking system goes. Oh, I love seeing your Windows UI pop up over the tier list. I don't know what's happening.
Crispy. I didn't even hit anything.
Incredible.
Okay, we're back.
I can't wait for people freeze frame that and look at what interesting news articles you were getting on your computer.
Oh my god.
Australian news. I'm excited. The Battle of Ranksoor Kolos. Regardless of where Series 11 ends up ranking based on like, my little idea I've got for, mathematically ranking the seasons, I am genuinely confident in saying there has not been a worse finale in Doctor Who, in modern Doctor Who.
Oh god, no.
Like, if you come at me now in the comments and be like, the reality war, get out. Please don't. I love you, want you to be here. Get out. Like, completely jokingly. I mean, I know I'm one of, like, 3 people on this planet that love that episode despite its problems. But, like, genuinely, at least the reality war had a rewrite because Ncuti was leaving and something was rewritten and changed, whether it was good or not. Chris Chibnall has famously gone on record and said this is the one episode he did not have time to rewrite. And unfortunately, Chris, as much as I love you and I think you did a really good job with this era for the most part, it really shows. And I think he knows that. I don't think that's an insult to him. I think he knows full well it shows this did not have rewrites. It's just not an interesting episode or a good one to end a series
boring.
on. It
so
is
boring.
Dull. The Orcs are an interesting idea that you don't do much with. Tim Shaw is trying to get his revenge. He's waited, is it decades or hundreds of years for? I don't remember.
I can't remember.
There's this whole thing of the Doctor being like, I'm going to blow him up with a big bomb that just feels so strange and out of character. And like, I know the Doctor sometimes is like, I'm going to resort to like the worst case scenario because I have no other choice. Tim Shaw does not earn that. He has not earned that. It's like the 10th Doctor where he's like, I am not going to take this gun off you, Wilf. I am not going to sit here and take a gun and arm myself even though I know I'm about to die. As soon as the Time Lord's coming back and the Time Lord's coming back, then he takes the gun. You're telling me that a man with teeth on his face who's moaning a little bit is enough for you to blow up an entire thing? No, I don't think so. No. I don't think so.
I don't remember that being the plot at all.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm going to take this bomb on board and blow it up. It's like, Graham actually has... Oh, no, wait. Hang on, which way around is it? Graham is going to kill Tim Shaw, and the Doctor's like, no.
Yeah.
Then she's like, I'm going to take a bomb on board. And he's like, it's one rule for you, one rule for me. I'm trying to remember a lot of it in my head because I remember being so unimpressed by this plot. Oh my gosh. It's just not good. It's just not good, Crispy.
I did a reaction video to this episode, can you believe?
Right, that I have to watch. I've got to watch that.
I might private it because I remember being like, I'm going to be so excited about it. And so, yeah. But I truly think, this is probably not just the worst finale. I think it's just one of the worst episodes of Doctor Who in general. It's just so bland. If this was a sandwich, it'd be 2 slices of bread. You know?
It's just, yeah. It's just
a sour note to end the season on. I mean, looking at this season has promise. It's not the best season by any means.
Yeah,
but it's not a bad season objectively.
Looking at this, again, I have an idea in my head about how to rank everything. I'm really, really looking forward to doing that, genuinely. But what I will say is I don't think we've had quite a spread of rankings in a series. I certainly don't think we've ever had 2 D tiers. Audio listeners, sorry, I realise we haven't said Crispy slapped it into D tier, and I don't think I have the strength in me to argue that. I just don't think it's a very good episode in the slightest. So I kind of want to let it stay in D tier, even though I don't like the idea of there being 2 episodes in there out of 10. But there are also 2 out of 10 that are in S, and the rest are in B or A. So like consistently overall, it's a good series. Has a couple of quite low points, but overall has quite a few high points.
Yeah.
And it tries to do something different, I feel like.
Well, I appreciate it. Did exactly what I wanted season 1, the new Disney season 1, to do. This is like a much more comfortable jumping on point. We just had a caller today saying that this was their first season of Doctor Who, and look, they're calling into a Doctor Who podcast. They're obviously still a fan of the show.
Absolutely.
You got your mission statement. You did exactly what you set out to do. So congratulations, Chibnall, in that regard. And a lot of people, say this is the worst series. In my head, in the way I rank my series, it probably is, but I don't think it's by any means. I don't think it's by any means the worst
bad series,
season. No. But well, I mean, technically it could be the worst, but a bad series, no.
No, it's like what I've said before. Like if there are several episodes I like, something's got to end up at the bottom when I rank them. You know what I mean? And that's the series level of it all. It's not like this is a bad series. Like if I do rank them all best to worst, this is probably going to be the bottom, but not for any reason against it. Jodie Whittaker, I think, has a fantastic start as the 13th Doctor. There are some stellar stories here, as I've said. Arguably one of, if not the best opener for a Doctor I've seen. It's so well done, so well paced. Some interesting companions set up, even if not at all times. They're not handled well at all times. Particularly, I've said this a million times. The one companion I just don't feel that much for is Ryan. And I don't know what the reason for that is. Whether it's more just that he just isn't given enough to do a lot of the time. I think that is mainly it. But you have Yaz, you have Mandip Gill, who I think is absolutely fantastic, and arguably some of the best Doctor companion chemistry in modern Doctor Who is between Jodie and Mandip. You just feel it.
But that comes 2 seasons later.
It does. I was gonna say, I think they realise going a bit into series 12. I think they realise it a little bit, but especially once it's in flux, they're like, we have got a perfect couple here. Just do more with them, And even when they bring John Bishop in, I know people were like, oh, they couldn't have an all-female TARDIS team. John Bishop did not ruin the relationship between Jodie and Mandip. He elevates in a lot of ways. As a lot of people said, he's the reason that Thasbin ends up happening. Absolute icon. Scouse legend, John Bishop.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one to look back on and where the rest of the series goes from. But I'm just really excited to debate the rest of this series, especially series 12. I'm really keen to get into that. I'm just looking at the images for the episodes and reminding myself of we got some good stuff to talk about there.
No, we got some bad stuff too.
Oh, all right, jeez. Fine. All right, way to bring the mood down before the end of the episode. Crikey, Crispy. Crikey.
I think Battle of Ranksoor did that You
Yeah,
know?
it did. It really did. And on that bombshell, that's the crux of the episode. I don't know. I'm trying here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening to this episode of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. Crispy, can you please give us your closing comments?
Dong da dong 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 dong da dong. Thank you.
My closing comment is I really hope that, I've just thought, Crispy, I wonder if my audio problem, hearing my voice back, I wonder if in the recording, the point where I hear my voice back is where the audio track picks it up, and I've got to fix all the audio.
I'm worried about this. I truly was going to chat to you after this, be like, please check.
I will do so.
Check.
I will do so, yeah. I'm slightly concerned,
we might be in trouble.
We might be, and that would be very bad, but we'll move. I should have recorded the audio locally. That would have been a really good idea. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you all next week where we rank Series 12. Until then, it's goodbye from Crispy.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Alon Z, baby.
Alon Z, baby.